This is SoundOff, Louisiana's premier television sports show, coming to you from Sportsbook at L'Auberge Lake Charles. Here are the guys, Rick, Scooter, and Kevin.
Last week, a ton of college basketball.
Oh, wow.
This week, your favorite, my favorite as well, college football.
It's time. It's
NFL
started.
draft talk on Jalen Daniels. We're going to take a peek under the. This story with Jalen Daniels is just.
But you know what? It's an interesting story because there's a lot that people don't know that we're going to talk about.
Well, you might be able to share.
I'm just saying, Rick, it's a lot more.
Welcome in. We're thrilled to have
Glad to
you
be
back
here.
aboard SoundOff, coming to you from the Sportsbook at L'Auberge. As you can see, it's just two of us. That would be Kevin Guidry, Rick Sarro. Scooter Hobbs back on injured reserve. We hope to have him back in the fold very, very soon. SoundOff, of course, presented to you by L'Auberge Casino Resort.
Always.
Our confines, our home here.
Always.
All right. On tap, our intrepid eyes and ears of LSU football. That would be you.
It was
You're
interesting
the
this
intrepid
weekend.
reporter at the
I
spring
have a
game.
little
I
bit
wasn't
to
there.
say,
I
Rick.
just saw clips, but we'll
I have
get
a
into
little
the
bit to say.
LSU spring football game with Mr. Guidry, who was on hand here.
Yes.
McNeese adds that much-needed experienced quarterback to the roster.
Can this be the...
Don't get ahead of yourself. We've done that for 2 years in a row.
Can this be the
Let's
missing
just
piece,
talk
Rick?
about a new guy coming into the roster, all right? Later in the third
Yeah.
chair, the guest chair, we're going to welcome in, first time on SoundOff,
First time.
McNeese's football chief of staff, recruiting coordinator, Aaron Ingram.
Seems like he has a
The
lot
man
more...
who's like the prince of the portal, I call him.
Seems like he's got a lot more added to his title than what it actually
He's got
states,
about
Rick.
4 titles.
Yeah.
We'll get into that with
we'll
Aaron
ask him
Ingram
about
a little
that,
bit
too.
later on in the show. Scotty Scheffler, of course, odds-on favorite to win the Masters.
Yes.
He does.
Wow.
He goes away, wins the Masters.
Wow.
WNBA draft,
Yeah.
NBA playoffs getting cranked up. The Pels are in a play-in game. How did
Well,
that
they
happen?
almost
I don't
had
know.
the Lakers last night. They almost
Oh,
had the
my
Lakers,
gosh.
man.
All right, let's get started
Wow.
with the spring game.
Yes.
You got the clock running because we're
We
on
do.
the clock.
We are on the
All right,
clock, Rick.
Let's kind of rapid fire. You were there. I was not. I saw clips. My favorite subject always, quarterback. How did Garrett Nussmeier look?
He looked good,
All
but
right,
my question...
remember, it's spring game. Don't
Yeah.
get too critical.
He looked good, but my question is the defense that bad?
I'll get to that in a minute. Well, that's a good point. Did he look good because of the defense?
because he ripped them apart.
All right, so
in a
the
few
other
plays.
guys, I think Brian Kelly got to look at Colin Hurley, the young kid out of Florida,
Yeah.
also possibly Ricky Collins. What about that Vanderbilt transfer, A.J. Swan? Did they all get reps?
They all got reps, Rick.
Okay.
And
Spring
you know
game, you
what?
got to.
It's like, for so many years past, Rick, when we went into spring games, man, we was always looking for that first draft superstar that was coming out that year. Always, Rick.
Yeah.
There is none, Rick.
No. Everything may be by committee.
Yes.
Running back, receiver.
Everything, Rick.
Defensive line,
And
except the offensive line. That
committee-
offensive line, Kevin, could be the best in the SEC.
It better be.
Well, that's a good point.
It better be.
All right, all eyes are going to be on the defense. I'm sure as a former cornerback for the Tigers, your eyes were possibly on Jordan Gilbert from the A&M, A&M transfer, the other guy.
Look, and let me say this.
Give me a scale.
I had a
Bad,
talk-
good, medium, the secondary.
Learning.
Learning.
I talked
What
with
does that
Corey,
tell me?
I talked with Corey Raymond before the scrimmage itself, and I said, Corey,
You're bud.
tell me, yes. Corey and I played together at LSU. I said, Corey, tell me what's it going to look like this year? He said, Kevin, we're going to get that learning curve, man. He said, we're not there yet. We don't have those Petersons. We don't have those Landrys.
So you're telling me, he's telling you the talent is not as good as it used to be in the heyday of DBs.
It's not, Rick.
But they got to work at it.
They got to work at it. And, Rick, the thing about
All
it,
right.
they've got some guys that are talented, Rick, that I think can be those guys. But, Rick, you know what? When we were at LSU watching those games, we expected it to already happen.
Yeah.
We don't expect guys to come on,
Yeah.
get good during the season and be like, well, we're going to watch him for next year. It's like, this is going to be our superstar. Man, those days are gone.
Well, they need
They're
to
gone,
come back
Rick, and you
pretty
know
quick.
what?
All right,
They
I
need
saw
to.
one clip where linebacker Harold Perkins Jr. just got on a run play lightning quick.
Rick.
Blake Baker, the new
Yeah.
DC,
Yeah.
he's got to solve this Perkins equation. He's got to figure out where Perkins is best suited.
This is the thing that we talked about, and I actually had a chance to go into the defensive room, and they've got Harold Perkins as the savior of this defense. You can't, Rick. You're
That's
going to
a lot
expose
on
him.
that young man.
You're going to expose him in areas, Rick, that teams are going to take advantage of it. And like last year, Rick, don't you put this kid in the middle of the field. Don't you dare. Don't you dare do it again. Put this kid on the edge, whether it's weak or strong. Let him reap havoc from that because that's what he does. When he goes to the league, he's not going to be in the middle of the field.
No.
Play this kid where he's going to play when he gets to the league, man. And I think that they need to understand that you're going to have to go out and find linebackers that's going to be as athletic as your outside guys.
They got the young guy coming back, Wes Weeks.
Yes.
Remember him?
Yes, I remember him.
He can make some plays. He's
that's
young,
what they
but he can
got to
make
look
plays.
at, Rick. They can't decide to where there's a weakness. Let's just stick Perkins there, and we'll be okay. That's not going to happen.
We're bouncing around a little bit on LSU's spring game over the weekend. I don't care what the score was. I think the offense, but
score didn't
you
matter.
were there. You saw it all.
Didn't matter.
Look, the defensive line is going to get a lot of attention. I mean, Wingo gone. Mason Smith gone. Now you got this Savion Jones. You got Jacoby and Guillory. And a whole bunch of other dudes.
Look,
can they
just
play?
what you said, dude.
Can they play?
It's going to be by
committee.
Yeah, Rick. I mean, that's Rick. When I looked at it, Rick, I didn't take much from it. I said, well, you know what? Okay. But it didn't look like the defense lineman of old to where you knew was going to be dominating. Because of certain dudes you had on that line, man, you knew they were just going to dominate.
I don't know why Mason Smith went to the NFL. He needed another year.
I thought he would have stayed too, Rick.
He needed another year,
but
but he's gone. That's beside the point. All right.
So,
hey, you've heard me say it. You and Hobbs have heard me say it. I'm kind of I've turned into a little bit of an LSU running back whisperer. I call him Caleb Mini Bo Jackson. This Caleb Jackson, he's a bull. I'm telling you, he's the next star out of that running back.
He looked good.
I'm telling you,
he looked good, Rick. And you know, Rick,
he ain't shifty.
No, he's not. But I mean, he looks good. But he's a north and south type runner, Rick.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but third down, I didn't see a lot of them using that back on third down. You know, it was either going to the middle of the field or they was going to the tight end. Which
you don't know what those coaches are trying to do. They're trying to evaluate.
But Rick, don't you want to know if you have that? Don't you want to know if you have it, though, just in your bag, just if you need it?
We're out of time. All right, the Max Bar and Grill at the National in Westlake is your must-do spot for your next lunch or dinner or weekend brunch. The grill is churning out steaks and burgers, fresh seafood, and your favorite poor boys. Pasta dishes as well, along with weekly specials. It's all at the Max, open 7 days a week.
If it's a story worth telling, it starts with Getaways specializing in me time. Handcrafted flavors, eager to please. Escapes to soak the day away. And rounds on a course designed by Tom Fazio. Start a story all your own at Le Berge Lake Charles.
There's nothing better than a game and great tasting Miller Lite. It's less filling than Miller Lite. Tastes great.
Never understood this argument. Let it be both. Miller and Miller. I like it.
What are you doing with the Johnson sofa?
They had a pipe break. Water leaked all over.
Really?
I'm a Roto-Rooter plumber.
Really?
We do water cleanup, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Call Roto-Rooter for plumbing and water cleanup.
Locally owned Roto-Rooter of Southwest Louisiana does it all: plumbing, drain cleaning, and water cleanup.
We're the attorneys Southwest Louisiana has known and trusted for decades. We fought relentlessly for our clients and won. We are proud to announce a new name based on our legacy of success. We are Lundy Law. The name may be new, but our team's commitment to pursuing justice for our clients has never been stronger. From personal injury and maritime cases to insurance claims, mass tort, and civil litigation, you can count on the experienced attorneys at Lundy Law.
What's bugging you? Is it termites? The season is now and they are swarming. At J&J Exterminating, we offer some very effective weapons against infestation of your home or business. Let us take care of what's bugging you. Don't wait. Contact us now for a free inspection.
He's here. Anyone want a Coors Light?
Oh, shoot, I forgot to play the song. I got a guy who can fix this.
SoundOff coming to you from the Sportsbook at Le Berge. Yes. Weekly specials, elite sports gaming, wall-to-wall sports. It's all right here at the Sportsbook. SoundOff presented to you by our legal A team. That would be Lundy Law and Lake Charles. Also presented by J&J Exterminating and locally owned and operated Roto-Rooter of Southwest Louisiana. Give Roto-Rooter a call for all your plumbing and water cleanup needs. They can do it for you.
Yes.
All right, coming up in the next segment, we'll have the new McNeese Chief of Staff, a recruiting coordinator. I mean, we're going to probably lay on 2 or 3 other titles.
Different titles.
Aaron Ingram, first time on SoundOff. Oh, my gosh, does he know what he's in for?
Yeah.
We're going to have to warn him. Aaron Ingram. We'll talk Cowboy portal, recruiting, transfers, and this new quarterback coming in to the quarterback room. All right, let's get on some master stuff. I got a little nickname for him. I don't know. Maybe some other people are calling him, and it's not denigrating Scotty Scheffler at all.
Yeah.
He's shuffling Scheffler. I never noticed it, but they made a big deal at the Masters over the weekend. He's number one in the world.
No doubt.
You can't pick him apart.
Yeah.
But when he hits the golf ball, his feet move. Much worse than yours, by the way. Your feet are all over the place. Yeah, his feet will move. You're supposed to kind of keep them planted. Of course, your back foot comes up, blah, blah, blah. But they made a big deal out of it. And one of the quotes during the week was, I think Scheffler, I'm paraphrasing, said, have you seen me hit a golf ball? I'm pretty damn good. Don't worry about my feet. He's been doing it for 20 years. But it's interesting. Look, he runs away. He was like plus 450 to win the Masters. He wins his second green jacket, going away on the back nine.
Yeah.
Kevin, he could have won 4 straight. He missed a putt by this much of a golf ball. He could have literally been 4 straight tournaments plus the green jacket.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That is.
He has not.
And you know what, Rick?
He has not. I think this season, I don't believe he has posted a round over par.
Really?
That's Tiger-esque type playing.
Wow.
I mean,
Wow. And let me just say this, Rick, man.
Shuffling Scheffler.
We know Tiger struggled and everything, but did you see some of the shots he made?
He can still make some shots.
He can still make some shots. Tiger's my boy, man. But you know what, Rick, when you look at the Masters now, man, isn't it ironic that you see guys that come into it hot seem like they're all but gonna win it? I mean,
I think picking a winner of a golf tournament, in particular a major.
Like if you hot coming into it, Rick,
it doesn't matter. You can have a guy that's just hadn't made
I know
a cut,
it though, but
can get to Augusta and get hot.
But just like you said about Scheffler,
well,
Rick, he was smoking, dude, before coming in there.
He's head over heels. I mean,
he
he's
was
number
smoking,
one in the world.
Rick.
He's number one in the world.
Geez.
Number one. Was I the? I tweeted this out. I don't know if I was the only one, but it caught my eye. All the Live Tour guys had logos on their shirt. They wore their goofy team logos. Now, none of the PGA Tour guys had PGA Tour logos on.
Rick, you know what?
I think it was a little bit of this to the PGA and the Masters. Like, hey, we're Live, we're here.
Mickelson, did you see his mannerisms on some of his shots?
No, I didn't. I wasn't interested in Phil Mickelson. I wasn't interested in Phil Mickelson.
Stop it, man.
I don't know.
Rick. Stop it.
The Live guys with the tour, with the low, I didn't like it. Just something about it, I didn't like it. Oh, it was planned.
No,
Greg Norman was in Augusta. It was planned.
I'm pretty sure. But you know,
it's just me. All right, let's get on some local stuff. Cowgirls head basketball coach Lynn Kennedy and his new staff, they've been a little busy.
I think they should be.
This is big for this program. Former St. Louis high school star, All-State, led the Saints, the Lady Saints, to 2 state titles.
She did.
Paris Guillory is transferring to McNeese from Louisiana Tech.
She's coming back home.
This is up in the ante. Now, not too much pressure on this young lady, but she is a star.
No, she is, Ricky. You know what? You go back and you think about it and look at it. How did she ever leave?
Well,
why did she ever leave?
Louisiana Tech.
I get that, Rick, but
Louisiana Tech.
But that's my
McNeese
point,
Cowgirls were here. Louisiana Tech is here.
You know, but where are they now? I mean, come on.
I don't know why she's transferring.
You know, I mean,
I don't
where
know
are
why
they now?
she's transferring.
But that's my point, Rick.
If you're a Cowgirl basketball follower, who cares?
We have talent like that, Rick, a lot of times here locally. Does the same thing she does, and that's what's got to stop.
She was one of the best in the state.
She was.
She was one of the top recruits in the state of
Coach
Louisiana.
Johnson, I think, coached her. She by far, Rick. So when we have local talent that's here, Rick,
you got to work to get it. They're bringing in some players. They're bringing in some players from Arkansas State.
They are.
Somebody from Alabama, Alcorn or whatever.
Now,
and wait, what's the common denominator of these 3 or 4 new recruits for Cowgirl basketball? Can you figure out the common denominator that they are not? What are they are not? They are not foreign players.
No, Rick, I didn't want to say that.
They're born and bred in the South.
I did not want to say that.
I'll say it.
Yeah, no, that's what it is.
The foreign experiment
that's exactly what it is.
Didn't work.
It hadn't worked.
It hasn't worked.
How was it supposed to work?
Has to get.
I mean, you got girls that can't even run the floor, man. I mean, how you going to keep up with girls that's in the Southern Conference? I mean, you got to have people that compete with the people you're playing against.
He's getting them now.
And if you don't, Rick, it was never going to work regardless.
He's getting
so
them
it
now.
needs to be changed, Rick.
All right, let's stay on
Glad
basketball.
to have her back, man.
How did the Pelicans get into a play-in game? That game, by the way, was played Tuesday night.
It was.
Our production is before the play-in game with the LA Lakers. They were in the top 5 down the stretch, and then they kept losing games. I'm talking about the New Orleans Pelicans.
I mean, you know, when you
I mean, come on.
I mean, Zion, I've never seen this dude play as good as he's playing right now, dude.
Hey, I'll give him his due. I've been a big Zion critic.
Well, he's been hurt a lot, so we haven't been able to see him.
He's been fat and overweight and lazy.
Well, you on a roll today.
No, I'm just saying he has been.
Zion, I tell
barely
you what,
played 30 games in 5 years. Give me a break.
Now I see why the Pelicans paid him what they paid him.
Finally.
I see now, Rick.
Finally. I don't know what the outcome of the Lakers and Pels in the play-in game because our production is before it, but you got to win to stay in. I don't know.
I agree, Rick.
All right, WNBA draft.
Yes, tonight.
We don't know what's going to happen. Obviously, Caitlin Clark's going to go number 1.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun to see where Angel Reese goes.
I think the majority of the SEC girls will be in the top 5. That's just me.
Oh, you got your purple and gold on.
I'm just saying. I think the SEC will be in the top 5 of the girls' NBA draft tonight.
All right,
they're going to be in the top 5.
In the last couple of seconds here, you're purple and gold. LSU has now lost 5 straight SEC baseball series.
I'm going to let Scooter handle that. I'm not touching
Come
that.
on,
okay?
man.
Dude, I I thought they were going to be like pretty
What's
good
the number?
this year, man.
They're 3-12 earlier in the week.
They won
in
the
SEC.
national championship last year. I mean,
3-12.
come on now.
They've lost 5 straight SEC.
Has the team dropped that bad ever from winning the national championship?
They
before?
can't get runs across. Jay Johnson says his pitching is okay. They can't get runs across. McNeese, the Cowboys, Justin Hill, they've lost 3 straight in the Southland, series-wise.
They
got to get the ball rolling.
We didn't talk about it 2 weeks ago, but no, we got to go.
Flag. We
got
to go.
My Tigers, man.
Aaron Ingram from McNeese Football is coming up next. Stay right here.
We're the attorneys Southwest Louisiana has known and trusted for decades. We fought relentlessly for our clients and won. We are proud to announce a new name based on our legacy of success. We are Lundy Law. The name may be new, but our team's commitment to pursuing justice for our clients has never been stronger. From personal injury and maritime cases to insurance claims, mass tort, and civil litigation, you can count on the experienced attorneys at Lundy Law.
J&J Exterminating is here for you with our water damage sanitation treatments and wood protective borate treatments. There is no charge for home evaluations. Contact your local J&J Exterminating professional.
Hey, mister, are you a Roto-Rooter plumber?
Guilty.
Did you fix what flooded my house?
Sure did.
Toilet overflow?
Nope.
Pipe break?
Getting warmer.
Busted water heater?
Nailed it.
How long can you hold your breath? Is that your real hair? What's the birds and the bees? Do you know where my grandma is?
You know, I don't know.
What's next?
Wrapping up the water cleanup.
You do that too?
We do both.
Fair enough.
Call Roto-Rooter for plumbing and water cleanup. Yeah, we do both.
Locally owned Roto-Rooter of Southwest Louisiana does it all. Plumbing, drain cleaning, and water cleanup.
There's nothing better than a game and great tasting Miller Lite. It's less filling, Miller Lite. Tastes great.
Never understood this argument. Let it be both. Miller and Miller. I like it.
What's bugging you? Is it termites? The season is now and they are swarming. At J&J Exterminating, we offer some very effective weapons against infestation of your home or business. Let us take care of what's bugging you. Don't wait. Contact us now for a free inspection.
We are back at the Sportsbook at LaBerge, making his first appearance on SoundOff.
Glad to have him,
That
too.
would be McNeese's new Chief of Staff for Football, recruiting coordinator. I'm going to call you the Prince of the Portal, or Portal Prince. That's my nickname for you. That would be Aaron Ingram. We appreciate you coming in.
Aaron got a lot of
I know
titles,
it's a busy
man.
time of the year. It's all season, but it's always busy.
Yeah.
Did they warn you about SoundOff? Did they warn you about the show?
Good guys,
Give me
Aaron,
a little
man.
bit.
A little insight.
Bit. But
This
I'm
ain't
good.
this ain't
We're good
cushy
guys.
like
I'm good with
Pope
it, man.
Nation.
Let's go.
You know,
Let's
we
go.
go high,
Jim's
low,
watching.
Let's
inside.
go.
I hope Jim's watching.
I'll see Jim on Wednesday. The schedule got booked real quick all of a sudden.
See you there?
Magically how that happened, right?
Magically how that happened. All right.
Well, let's run through the smoke, man.
All right, Aaron, look. Do we nail it right? I mean, Chief of Staff.
Yep.
I think the key role,
That's a
tell me if
lot,
I'm
man.
wrong,
That's a
is
lot of titles.
recruiting coordinator, really watching the portal. That's a full-time job now.
Recruiting's changing. You guys know that. You read about it. You talk about it.
man.
It's changing. Who knows? I don't care what they call me.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, call me what you want. I know what I do.
Right.
You know what I mean? They know what I do. I said it all along. Just adding some support, adding some more eyes, adding some more evaluation, some more juice, some more energy. Hopefully a lot more swag.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff to a historically dominant program.
Yeah. All right. The big news over the weekend was the signing of former Montana starting quarterback Clifton McDowell from Spring, Texas, right?
Yep.
6'4", 225. Led the Grizzlies.
235.
Up to 235 now?
35.
Wow.
Led the Grizzlies to the FCS National Championship game last year. He was 11-1 as a starter. Can you talk about him as an official Cowboy yet? What can you share about Mr. McDowell?
He has signed his scholarship papers. We can. Now, I am a little, I'm not going to probably give you everything, but we'll talk some. 100% we can. Yeah. You know, those things are still non-binding. He's excited to be here. I know he got calls even today. He's turned those things down.
Right.
But you never know the way this recruiting world is, right? You
Wow.
never know. Right now, I know one thing that's a fact. There was 2 quarterbacks in the FCS National Championship game last year. One of them was a McNeese Cowboy
He was
now.
one of them.
That's what I know that's a fact.
Yeah. Aaron, when we talk about it, and we've talked about it before, Rick, myself, and Scooter, the biggest question we have, and we've talked about it for a number of years, has been the quarterback position.
Oh, yeah.
And the position is this that we've talked about. We understand that Gary Goff has a certain type of offense that he wants to run.
It's an air raid. It's a fast.
The guy that's there right now, that's here right now, can he be the missing puzzle to what that offense should look like?
You know, the guy was the missing puzzle for one of the most dominant programs at FCS at Montana last year.
Yeah.
You know, he came in as the starter last year, week 4 for them. Took him all the way to the championship, and he had some unreal games. A little over 2,900 all-purpose yards passing, running, almost 1,000-yard rusher, 700 yards rushing in the playoffs.
He's dual threat.
The guy can do it.
And
The guy can do it. I think when you get a generational talent like you do with him, I think you adapt to what you are and can be. He's very similar to what Coach Goff has had in the past. I think we're really, really excited about him, and the sky's the limit. Sky's the limit for him. I love him.
You know, somebody.
Obvious.
You obviously you're out there trying to foster and get the guy. Why is he here? Why is he leaving Montana? He went to. He's got 1 year left, right?
Yeah.
And he took him all the way. He took the Grizzlies all the way to the. They lost 23-3. Reports out of Montana was they wanted to upgrade, and he didn't like the idea of having to compete for the job. Correct or not?
You know, I never believe in what the rumors are, right?
Okay.
My thing is talk to the kid himself.
Yeah.
Let the kid speak for what
did he
is,
tell you?
Right? I don't want to get in and speak for him.
Okay.
I don't. Once he gets here in June, I'll have no problem sitting down and let him tell you, right? I don't want to speak for him then.
All right,
Until
fair.
then.
That's
It's
fair.
fair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's the portal the way it is nowadays. Who knows? Kids are they're kids. Right?
Yeah.
They might look 6'5", 235 pounds, look like monsters. He
Yeah.
comes in, you think he's a defensive end, but they're still kids, right? So who knows who's advising them, talking to them, DMing, sliding in on their text, doing whatever. Everybody's got an opinion nowadays, right? Everybody does. Everybody. And a lot of times they don't know the truth. They don't.
Okay, go ahead.
And one of the things that we talk about too, and it gets to the point to where you really have to know when you best a player as to when you bring a player in and he's not the player that you thought he was.
Oh, yeah.
But what being that that's your job and that's your position as to what you look at, what are the things that you use as rule of thumbs to find out who a player really is?
Oh, I love this question. So every position has position-specific tangible traits.
Yes.
Right? Is there accuracy? Is he footwork? If it's a defensive lineman, does he play with his hands? Is he gap set? If he's a linebacker, can he pressure? Can he cover? If he's a corner, can he press? Can he flip his hips? Everybody's got those, right? Quarterback's the same way. Quarterback's obviously the most coveted position in all of sports, right? You can walk in here.
That's your trigger guy.
You walk in here any day of the week, and
That's
there's a
your trigger
quarterback
guy.
on TV, right?
Yeah.
You got to have 3 things in this game. It's a quarterback game, it's a big man's game, and it's a fast man's game. If you're not some of those, you're probably not going to have a lot of success. Right? And it starts with the trigger, right?
No
like
doubt
you said, it
about
starts
it.
with
Every team's got to have one.
You know, and part of it is recruiting nowadays, especially with portal kids and everything else, is you got to minimize risk, right? You minimize the risk for the player first and foremost, and then you got to take care of your house, right? Minimize McNeese's risk, right? How is he going to transition with that risk being very small? And then there's another question: want versus need. There's a lot of people that would want a player like that, but is there a lot of people that need a player like that? Right? That's a big question. That's big to me.
All valid points. McNeese football chief of staff, recruiting coordinator, the portal prince, I'm going to call him it. Aaron Ingram has joined us here on SoundOff, coming to you from the Sportsbook at LaBerge. The quarterback's name is Clifton McDowell from Spring, Texas. He's a senior. He's signed, you said he signed his papers. Is there any concern for you that he has made a lot of stops? Started back in 19, UL Lafayette, went to Central Arkansas, went to Kilgore Junior College, then went to Montana, left Montana. was supposedly going to sign with Temple, left Temple. Reports are he went down to Prairie View A&M. Bam, he signs with McNeese. Is he a nomad, or is he just looking for the right situation?
I think there's a lot of things. I think recruiting's a dirty game.
Yeah.
It's a dirty game,
You said it.
It's true.
It is true.
It's a dirty game.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, it's a dirty game. World's greatest game, world's ugliest business.
I like that.
Right? It's facts.
Yeah.
It's facts. I've lived in it for a long time, and wasn't always a great person myself.
Mm-hmm.
Had to look myself in the mirror and really, as a young coach and young recruiter, go, oh, how am I doing this? Am I doing this the right way?
Yeah.
Can I sleep at night? And I couldn't.
Yeah.
I couldn't. Had to learn some lessons the hard way a long time. But I think a lot of it, I think you're going to see more and more stories like this. I bet you starting tomorrow when this thing opens again for the next 2 weeks, you're going to see more of them. You'll see quarterbacks, players, 4, 5 schools, and people wanted to go, all of us traditionalists that want college football to be what it's been. You know what? I hate to say it. We got to get over it.
That's a key point. That is a key point.
No
Look, we appreciate you coming in. We're going to have more with Aaron Ingram on the Thursday show. We're going to get into some of these intricacies of recruiting in the portal. We're out of time. Let's get you. Aaron Ingram, Rick Serrell. See you next time right here at SoundOff.
Hey, mister, did you fix what flooded my house?
Sure did.
Busted water heater?
Nailed it.
What's next?
Wrapping up the water cleanup.
You do that too?
We do both.
Fair enough.
Call Roto-Rooter for plumbing and water cleanup. Yeah, we do both.
Locally owned Roto-Rooter of Southwest Louisiana does it all: plumbing, drain cleaning, and water cleanup.
If it's a story worth telling, it starts with Getaways specializing in me time. Handcrafted flavors, eager to please. Escapes to soak the day away. And rounds on a course designed by Tom Fazio. Start a story all your own at L'Auberge Lake Charles.
What's bugging you? Is it ants? They're crazy, tiny, irritating pests outside trying to get in. At J&J, we offer weapons to locate, eliminate, and prevent their entering your home or business. Let us take care of what's bugging you. Contact us today for a free inspection.
I love being an adult because bringing a fruit platter to a party takes on a whole new meaning.
Don't tell anyone it's store-bought.
Simply Spiked. It's getting juicy.